What is the righteousness difference between Christ and the apostles? You ever wondered? You have heard the expression comparing apples and oranges, right? There is value in that because these two things are so different from another, but in the universe of all things, they're really not completely different, are they? Actually, apples and oranges have a lot in common in a certain point of view. Now let us exit the world of fruit and let us enter the world of human traits. It appears you have come across the Bible. In the second section of it, you find this Christ figure. He has a lot of followers, but he does not trek through the land with all of them. He selects 12. It is only they who get to galavant through the territory with Jesus. These 12 get to be apostles. Each is remembered through history until now. Lucky guys. Note, however, how bumbling they appear in the Bible. This is not a very impressive PR job done for these fellows in the New Testament. Now let us enter their world. Let us compare those we find there. Let us compare Jesus on the one hand and these apostles on the other. Righteousness gets to be a big theme. It was in the first section of the Bible. You have your own life to bring to the table. Its experiences help you to perceive what is and what is not. How righteous are these apostles? Matthew was a professional extortioner. That's pretty much what a tax collector was under the Roman authorities at that time. Peter was so variable from one moment to the next that a whole adjective got made to describe his character. Impetuous, it's called. His word uses Peter's name to describe. This word uses Peter's name to describe someone who fails to look enough before he leaps. These were not the most evil fellows around, but they were not the most virtuous either. Roman soldiers and officers were not well liked. Nonetheless, they come out of the Bible looking like they have more commendable traits than the apostles. In Colossians 2:10, for instance, Jesus is portrayed as the perfect one. Do you know Rembrandt? Sure, you've seen his name and you've seen some of his paintings for sure. Let us look at this one. Christ asleep in the rear of a small boat as it nears the point of overturning and sinking upon the Sea of Galilee. Upon the Sea of Black, what happens? That figure in the corner of the painting really stands out, doesn't it? Now, let's get back to the central question. The difference between the apostles and Christ is so stark during the course of the New Testament. Let's get back to the theology of it. Christ is righteousness. All others are sinners whose righteousness is filthy shreds of molded rags. God the Father imputes the righteousness of Christ to the apostles. The concept of view is key here. God the Father looks upon the apostle just as he looks upon the individual believer or individual saint, and in the same moment imputes to the apostle the righteousness of Christ. Next, we turn to exactly how it is that God the Father does so. Key term here is that he covers the apostle with the righteousness of Christ. Covers. Let us remember that Rembrandt uses the absence of content to emphasize other key content, using pitch black to better emphasize the lighted content, right? A tarp is something that provides covering. It is effective because it is large, it's over-covering, and it's sufficient for the job, and it's impermeable to rain, for instance, that might come down on top of what's underneath the tarp. Covering is very important. That covering is Christ's righteousness is the covering that we enjoy as believers. It's the same kind of covering that the apostle enjoys as well. What the apostles were not is demigods to be worshipped, nor are they to be prayed to as prior saints. They may be prior saints, but they are not to be worshipped. They are not to be prayed to. Only God the Father is the one to whom we should pray. Thanks for watching.